above the jewel that is the 800 acres of Central Park in the middle of Manhattan in New York City. Glorious day. Mary Keitany was in front of the women's race since the Verrazano Narrows Bridge in the first mile. She led by over 2 minutes. Now it's less than 30 seconds, and there are two women behind her. One of them is a New Yorker by the name of Buzanesh Deba, who came here about 6 years ago from Ethiopia. And she is gaining tremendous energy, perhaps from being in her own borough just a few miles ago. On the men's side, the race has completely splintered. American Meb Keflezighi has fallen back as, once again, First Avenue has destroyed this race.
Jeffrey Mutai, the Boston champion, is now broken free of Gebre Marian, the defending champion on the right-hand side. Kebede, Tsege Kebede from Ethiopia, the Olympic bronze medalist in third. Emmanuel Mutai, the London champion, in fourth. But now on the picture on the left, we can see Dado and Deba closing in on longtime leader Mary Keitany. Dina, tragic.
Unbelievable. Mary Keitany, what looked like her day here in New York City, is coming to an end as Buzanesh and Firawat fearlessly pursue her. It looks like they've got her at just past 24 miles, so less than 2 miles to go, and it's a race for the podium. These are our three podium earners right here, but who is going to have this finish line break across their capes today? We have just a couple miles to find out.
You know, no one has logged more miles in this park than Buzanesh Deba. Nobody knows that she could do it blindfolded. And here is the pass.
How about Buzanesh Deba in 1:06? She lives about 40 blocks north of Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. She trains in the parks of New York City. She trains on the streets of New York City. And now here she is in Central Park of New York City.
And now look at that. Did you see Mary? She surged when she felt these girls coming up on her. She does it again. That's unbelievable because this woman is tired.
Yeah, normally, Julie, these passes are one-way streets.
Dina, what do you see here? As she's answering the call, you just sort of woke her up?
I am amazed that Mary Keitany had a response like that. Usually when you feel the fatigue of a marathon, you get past like you're standing still, but she had an enormous response coming up on 40K, and she is putting a gap on these girls once again. So Kenyan Mary Keitany out in front. She wants this win here today. Buzanesh and Firawat from Ethiopia are pursuing her still. We're not at the finish line yet, so these girls have some strong running ahead of them. And the last thing you want at the last 26.2 mile journey is for it to come to a fight like this.
Dina, do you think at all that Dado and Deba sort of smelled that blood and really pushed for several miles and may have run out a little bit of gas themselves?
There's no doubt on the Willis Avenue Bridge that these girls put some strong miles in through the Bronx, and as soon as they saw Mary Keitany in their sights, they were relentlessly going after her. We're coming up on the 25-mile mark, so only 1.2 miles to go here. 3 women vying for this championship spot, and they are running hard. There's a strain in all of them, but I have to say that Buzanesh Deba looks the best out of any of them.
Good morning. I am here with our first and second place finishers in the women's race here, and our patient and marvelous performance of Firawat Dado from Ethiopia. Firawat, you had a great day out there. You were very calculated, didn't take the lead until a mile to go. And tell us what that felt like, your confidence along the way, and then what it felt like to take the lead in the race and become the victor here today.
በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል። ያው ማለት ከፊት ያለችዋ ስላለች እንደርስባታለን ብዬ አላሰብኩም ነበረ፣ ግን ያው ስንደርስባት ግን በጣም በቃ አላሰብኩም እሷን እንይዳልኳት ደስ ብሎኛል በማሸነፌም።
I'm very happy because there was a runner who was leading in front of us. I didn't really think that we would catch her. When we caught up to her, I was very surprised, and I motioned to her to let's try to catch her.
Did you and Buzanesh work together to catch Mary Keitany once you could see her?
ካያችኋት በኋላ አብራችሁ እየተደጋገዛችሁ ነበር ወይ የምትሮጡት እሷን ለመድረስና ለማለፍ?
ያው ካየናት በኋላ እንሂድ ተባባል በቃ ያችሁትና እንሂድ ተባብለን ደረስንባት። ያው እንደዛ ተጋግዘን ያው ደረስንባት እና እንትን አለ።
Yes, once we saw her, we said to one another, let's catch her. And working together, we were able to catch her.
It looked as though the two of you were working together. And Buzanesh Deba, you're from the Bronx here. You made a marvelous move on the Willis Avenue Bridge to break away from two other competitors. The two of you marched away to catch Mary Katani. Tell us how it felt to make your move, and was it calculated that you made your move in the Bronx?
ትንሽ ስናይሽ ልክ ብሮንክስ ውስጥ የዊሊስ አቨኒው ድልድይን ስታልፊ ነው በጣም የገፋሽው። ሁለቱንም የጣላችኋቸው የዛን ጊዜ ነው እና አውቀሽ ነው ወይ ብሮንክስ ሆነሽ ለመግፋት ያሰብሽው የምትያውቀው አካባቢ ስለሆነ?
Yes, because that's my place, my home place, and I'm so happy people is cheering me, and I have confidence. Yeah, and thank you so much all of New York people and Bronx too. I'm so happy.
You'll see Buzanesh running on the roads and parks here in New York from here on out, and a marvelous race by both of you today. Ethiopia took on the streets of New York today for a first and second place finish on the women's side. Al, back to you.